Well, Sam, your first one of these, so we'll go easy on you, shall we? Played on Tuesday night, of course. We drew 1-1 with Grimsby. I know you'll be gutted we didn't get all 3 points, but just give us your verdict on the overall display.
Yeah, overall I thought it was a really strong performance. I think there was a lot to build on. Obviously we're gutted we didn't get the 3 points. I thought we actually dealt with the conditions really well. The wind was swirling up there, it was raining, pitch was very heavy, bobbly. I think first half we soaked up a bit of pressure, the wind was against us, but never really came under too much threat of conceding, and we carried a bit of threat on the counter-attack. And obviously we grabbed our goal, it's a slice of luck, but I thought we worked hard to get it. And then second half is really disappointing, we controlled the whole game really. We felt comfortable, I don't think they even got in our box. So it's just really disappointing that we couldn't quite get over the line, but it's definitely something to build on.
Did you enjoy the physical battle? I suppose at both AFC Wimbledon and on Tuesday night.
Definitely. I thrive off that. Listen, I've done 3 years in non-league, 3 different loans. I've kind of been well prepared for those sorts of battles, and I think the main difference is these lads who I'm playing against now in League 2, they mix it. They can do the physical side, but they can play as well. But I enjoyed it. The conditions made for a really tough physical game. Yeah, thrived off it really.
Notts County on Saturday. It's the early kick-off. They're going really well, Notts County. Will probably be in the promotion mix coming into the season. What kind of battle are you expecting from them? They've got a couple of notable forwards we need to keep our eye on.
Yeah, I'm expecting them to be a good footballing team. I know they've got a reputation for that over the last couple of years. They've got some big names, but so do we. Their reputation, their expectation is to get promoted, but we expect to be up there come the end of the season. Still, I think we can get there, and I think a performance Saturday will really kick that on.
Lovely. Sam, thank you. Ben, all yours.
Firstly, Sam, just how much have you enjoyed it since you've been involved in the first team?
I've really thrived off it, to be honest. The last couple of years, it's been difficult. I've had tastes of it here and there, and then kind of gone away for periods of time. But the goal every year has always been go away and come back to be ready to play. And I finally feel like I am, and I just thrive off it, being around the lads every day, in the environment with the manager and learning. It's such a good environment to be in and learn.
People probably forget that you made your debut at 16 under Steve Evans.
Yeah.
Do you still remember it?
I do. Obviously, it was when I was a first-year scholar, going years back now, it's 2021. I was actually playing more of like CDM at the time, like number 4. And I remember the team was ravaged with injuries, really, and I kind of got an opportunity. Wasn't really kind of earned through performance. Obviously, I'd done well, but it wasn't something I was ready for. So, yeah, it was an amazing moment for me, and I just kind of looked at it as a free hit when I came on, really. I think we were losing 2-0 at the time, but you never really forget your debut.
In contrast, say, to the Wimbledon game where it was obviously your first start, did you feel that much more ready, and how much do you kind of, even now, just look back on that?
Do you know what? I actually felt more nervous for the Wimbledon game, because the way I looked at it those years ago now, I thought, I'm not ready for this, so let's just enjoy it. But whereas the Wimbledon game, I felt ready, so I felt the pressure on myself to prove that I was ready, and prove that these years where I'd gone away and kind of plied my trade in non-league and done all the learning I needed to, I really felt the pressure to kind of prove that I'd earned the spot, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about playing in non-league, and you had a good loan at Chelmsford, and you mentioned the others as well. Just how much have they kind of shaped the footballer you are? Oh,
massively. Like I can't credit these clubs enough. I've been really fortunate. I've played under 3 brilliant managers. It started with Sheppey, Jack Midson, and then I went to Hastings, played under Chris Agutta last year, who's flying with Worthing, and now this season I played under Robbie Simpson at Chelmsford. And obviously, all these guys, 3 different styles of management, but I've learnt so much, and all these clubs have been brilliant, from the fans, the people around the club. You really learn what it's like to play for 3 points. So when I come back here and I'm suddenly in the change room, it means a lot, because I've had to work hard to get back into this position, or get into this position. So I don't take it for granted, definitely.
And how much does it mean to put on a Gillingham shirt as a Kent lad? You grew up in Sevenoaks and went to school, in West Kent. So yeah. How much does it mean being a Kent boy?
It means everything. Honestly, like I was thinking it after the other night. Actually, like if my career ended tomorrow, I've made appearances for this club, and obviously I don't want it to end tomorrow, but it's an honour every time, and I feel the weight of the badge in a good way. Like, this club means everything to me. I've come through this club how this club looks in the future after I'm done playing matters to me. So yeah, it's a massive honour.
And I guess, in a way, the sort of criticism some of the players have had this season, or the fact that you're not quite where you want to be in the table, does that sting a little bit more because it is your local team?
It does. It really does. This club is underachieving. We should be higher, and we know that with the fans we've got and the players we've got and the backing we get from the club. The fans deserve for us to be up there and giving them something to cheer about. So it definitely hurts, and we're not mute to it. We know, and it's hopefully something we're going to start addressing very soon.
The manager was pretty cut up after the Grimsby game and was very much kind of saying, it was my fault, I made the wrong sub after you, of course, were forced off. How did the group kind of react to that? Is that almost, nice to hear in a way that your manager is taking responsibility and not kind of viewing you guys at fault in that sense?
Yeah, do you know what? I think he said it in the change rooms, then obviously we saw what he said after the game, and I think we all respected it really. But the way I look at it is, regardless of the change, they still might have scored. I was more kind of angry at myself really, not being able to get through the 90. I think the fan stoppage just killed me a little bit. My calves just kind of went. It was my first 90 in 2 months because obviously I got recalled from loan at the start of December, and then obviously only played really an hour at Wimbledon. But yeah, the overriding feeling was respect for the gaffer. He's been there and done it, and not many managers would own up to that. They maybe just push the blame to the players and say, oh, they should have held on. But yeah, a lot of respect for that. But I think we have to take the blame as well because there's still 11 of us on the pitch and we should have seen it out.
He seems desperate to get that first win in charge. How much are you guys feeling the same?
Yeah, it's been a while since we've won. We want to do it for the manager, we want to do it for the fans, we want to do it for the club, everyone that backs us, the support staff. They give us everything, so we need to give them everything. A win's needed, hopefully starting Saturday.
It'll be quite something to do the double over Notts County. Obviously got a really good win up at their place earlier on in the season, and I mean obviously the last 2 games you've had, both teams were struggling a little bit. Notts County will be a different challenge in that sense. Yeah,
they will. I think they'll play a different variation of football. I know they play the ball about. They've got high quality players who have been there and done it. It'll be a challenge, but I think we'll rise to it. I think with our home crowd behind the gaffer, it's his only second game at home. I think they recognised on Tuesday that there was a real determination there and grit, and that we were a little bit unfortunate in the end to not come away with 3 points. And I think Saturday will rise to the occasion.
And for you to step out at Priestfield, obviously previous games have been on the road this season, so how much would that mean to you, but also to potentially get a win over a big team in the division?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully I'm involved. If I'm not, I'll support the lads. I'll help them prepare however I can. It's a real squad. There's a real togetherness. It might not look like it with the results, but this is a team that we want everyone to do well, no matter who's playing. And obviously if we can do the double over Notts County, massive club like them, it's a statement. And it's a statement that Gillingham are probably back on the track that we should be. So it's a great chance to really lay a mark down to the rest of the league and say we're going to be back on our game.
Well, best of luck for it, mate.
Thank you.
It's been over 3 years, Sam, since that debut at Priestfield.
Yeah.
I mean, to go out again maybe on Saturday for the league team, that must be quite something.
Yeah, it's been a long road, to be honest. It's a lot of time away from Gillingham, kind of plying my trade, late nights, training with loan teams, coming back in the morning, especially when I was a scholar, to come in and do education. I'll be honest, a lot of kind of months and years where I thought, am I ever really going to get to a position where I'm going to be able to help the team and play a part? But it's an amazing feeling to potentially walk out there on Saturday, starting or coming off the bench or whatever it is. I don't take that for granted. Like, this is a massive club. The last couple of years of my life have been dedicated to this club. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
How long have you been at Gills? Since what, under 19?
I've been here since I was about 13 years old. Yeah.
What was that before grassroots?
So I was with Arsenal from under 9s till 12s before.
Yeah.
Then I went back to my local team after I got released from there, and then came in here quite quickly after that.
Yeah. Are you doing a bit of management as well?
Yeah, I'm currently doing my UEFA B. So I coach. I've got my own team, Sevenoaks Town under 14s, Kent Youth League. Me and my mate do it together, so I really enjoy that, and it actually helps my footballing side because I kind of look at it from both views, like a player's point of view, a manager's point of view. So yeah, I really enjoy that side of football as well.
you've not been going to John and asking him for a few tips to how to get you
not quite yet. But yeah, I mean, learning off managers is massive for me as well. Like, football's not forever playing wise, but management can be a much longer career. And the gaffer and Jimmy, they've been there and done it, and they've had an incredible career. So not just learning from them as a player, learning from them how they coach is really key for me as well.
And when you went to Sheppey under Jack Midson, what was that like? Was that a bit of a culture shock when you first got down there?
Do you know what? It was definitely different, because that was my first real loan. Came out of under 18s football, where it's false really. You're playing for 3 points, but what does it really matter for? You get a trophy at the end of the season. There's no fans, and you go to Sheppey, and I know Jack. He played for Gillingham. He played for Wimbledon as well. He knew what it was about, so he was really good for me. He understood what I needed to do to get to where I wanted to be, and he really helped kind of nurturing that, because I was only 17 when I first went down there. And they were really good for me. So I can't credit him and everyone down at Sheppey enough, really.
And I believe you're a Liverpool fan as well. Have you sort of been chewing the ear off the manager? Is that you've got your chances?
It actually hasn't come up yet. I'm not your natural Liverpool fan because I'm not a Scouser, but yeah, I'm a massive Liverpool fan, so I'm sure it will come up at some point.
And one more thing for me, your sister plays as well, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
Quite good level as well,
yeah, so my sister plays for Arsenal's under 21s, and she's currently on loan at Watford, which is the third division of women's football. So she's 2 years younger than me, so a lot of our kind of childhood was growing up smashing each other to pieces in the garden.
And she's had a call up as well for England.
Yeah.
You must be proud of her.
Yeah, she plays for England, so she's quite a late one in the sense where she played for Charlton, but she never really dedicated herself to football until maybe a year or two ago. And yeah, she's kind of reaping the benefits right now. She's been called up for the last couple England under 19 camps. She's doing really well, yeah.
Is it just the two of you? Any other family members?
No, it's just us, just me and her. Neither of my mum or dad. My dad played football, but Sunday league sort of thing. And my mum doesn't really like football. She likes it now that we play, but she's got no real interest in it other than that.
So your dad's going to have to split his time now.
Yeah, well, luckily women's football, they're mainly on Sundays, so he can usually watch me, then watch her on a Sunday. So yeah, it works quite well.
Or is out watching you manage?
No, he doesn't brave those conditions. No problem.
So little sister takes encouragement from Big Brother.
Yeah, but she's a forward though, unfortunately. So I'm always trying to tell her what defenders don't like, but I can't claim she really listens sometimes.
I'm just picturing those garden battles now, defender and forward. As someone who's been through the process, do you think more should be done between when you finish under 18 football and a step into men's football in inverted commas?
Yeah, do you know what? It is really hard. I've got quite a good view of youth football, being involved in coaching myself, and I see that, especially for League 2 clubs, League 1, Category 3 academies, say it like that, the resources to be able to kind of create that bridge between is really difficult, and I know it costs a lot. So I think loan is the best thing. It was the best thing for me. I tell all the young lads in the under 18s when I talk to them, I say, get yourself out on loan, play games. Like, it is the best thing for you, and that's what the club's been brilliant for me for. They've pushed me out on loan, never held me back, never said, oh no, you need to stay around to kind of stay in and around the group. Loan, it's brilliant, and I think they've done really well for me with that. With the resources we have, like, we're a big club, at the end of the day we're a League 2 club, and we don't always have access to being able to have a proper under 21s team, but even if we did, I think loan would have always been the best thing for me.
Yeah. It's interesting because back in the day, because I can go back to when we also had a reserve team.
Yeah.
That fed into the first team. There seemed to be an awful lot of movement between a youth team into the reserve team into first team. But obviously taking that reserve team bit out, it's sad really.
It is, and I know we had a little bit of a reserve team last season, but for me, I think it's different horses for courses. I think as a defender myself, I think I really needed to ply my trade in non-league and learn how to deal with some of these big horrible strikers they're about 35 and they'll elbow you all day. Whereas some players might need to be nurtured a little bit more and kept away from the men's game for a bit longer. But I can't credit the club enough for kind of the route they've pushed me down, and people around me who helped me and advised me have really given me the right path.
That one appearance you made under Steve Evans, do you think it got you ready to go into non-league football? Gave you just a little bit of an idea or a taster?
I wouldn't say so. I'd say I came on for the last 5 minutes. The club was in a bad place. We weren't doing well in the league. We had a lot of injuries. I got a taste of the environment and what was expected and how people carried themselves around the first team environment. So I'd say in that sense, kind of the professionalism and what's expected in the change rooms, I got a taste of it. But playing wise, I still felt like I was a long way away from really being able to affect the Gillingham first team. But it did give me a taste to go, I want to play first team football now, wherever that may be.
And what went through your mind that first time Jack was on the team sheet, we lined up at Old Park, if it was Sheffield or at home? What actually went through your mind as you went out to the third kick-off?
I think
Difference?
I think it was excitement. Listen, doesn't matter how many fans you're playing in front of. Sheppey actually got quite a good crowd, 300-400 at times. There's always that buzz. And I felt it, and I felt at home. Like I'm someone who loves a challenge and loves the physicality. So in that sense, it wasn't daunting at all. I actually really thrived, and that's where I really got a taste. And I was like, right, this is for me. Like I'm gonna make it at whatever level it be. I'm gonna play football, because when I first got that taste at Sheppey, and do you know what I mean, smashing into people who are almost twice my age, some of them, it was brilliant. And yeah, loved it.
One final thing. If the boss gives you the nod before Saturday,
yeah.
how are you going to sleep tomorrow night?
I think it got easier. Obviously, the Wimbledon game, I got told the day before I'd be starting, and then we had the whole day before, because it was an even kick-off. It was difficult because you're just kind of playing the game in your head, how you think it's going to go. Tuesday night was a bit easier. I think the more I get into sort of a rhythm of playing, and hopefully playing week in, week out, it will become second nature, and then I'll really be able to settle down and show my true qualities, because I think I've done well in the games I've played, but I think there's a lot more to come from me.